Police detectives conducted a drug sweep, and the sweep was focused on people who are dealing in our neighborhoods in Portsmouth as well as to high school age students. The focus in drug work is often to work your way up the chain to get to the biggest dealer, and while we certainly haven't abandoned that approach, we work hand in hand with DEA and New Hampshire Drug Task Force to go after these bigger fish, so to speak. We wanted to send the message to the lower level drug dealers that we're going to come after the people who try to sell our kids their first bag of marijuana and take out those lower level dealers in our city.
And so you arrested 7 people today. What kind of a dent does that make in the problem?
I think in a city the size of Portsmouth it makes a pretty big dent. I can tell you also that we are hearing from the people that talk to us in the different neighborhoods, the people who have been frustrated by this type of activity, that the neighborhoods in a way are on lockdown, that people are talking, that people are saying you can't buy certain things right now, that they're nervous, that people are cooperating with law enforcement, that there's a different tone to the drug enforcement out there, and that's good news.
You said this sends a message to the drug dealers. What about these high school kids buying these drugs?
I think it also sends a message to them. It sends the message that it's not okay to sell small amounts of marijuana in Portsmouth and that that's somehow beneath our enforcement efforts. We're going to go after everybody. Our goal is that kids can go to school and not be confronted with people involved in this type of activity. Kids in Gosling Meadows can play on the playground without looking over and seeing somebody make a hand-to-hand deal. And I think we took a step towards being successful.
Were they selling out of these homes where they were arrested, or was it in other locations?
Some were. Some were selling directly out of the homes. Some were setting up deals where they meet with people. Some of the deals happened in relation to the high school. So it all depended.
And how much activity are we talking about with some of these people, or were they fairly active doing this for a long time?
I would say our investigation is that they've been doing it for a steady period of time. There's nobody on our list of people that we arrested that we don't believe is legitimately drug involved. Most of these deals have 2 or 3 buys into the target prior to us making the arrest.
And are these at all connected? You arrested 7 people, but were they working together?
No, these are all just different drug dealers in Portsmouth.
Where were they getting all those drugs?
I can't speak specifically about where. We have certain targets that we believe may have been supplying them that we're certainly going to look into. Traditionally for us, Portsmouth is not Portsmouth is a receiver town, so to speak. People bring drugs into Portsmouth. We don't manufacture and outsource. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times our drugs comes from Lawrence and Lowell and that area there.
What about Maine?
We don't necessarily see lots coming out of Maine. More of our experience has been that we have a lot coming from south of the border. But we have several targets that we're working on and that we'll continue to work on. And again, we work hand in hand with DEA and the Drug Task Force to work on the bigger level dealers.
Can you quantify the amount that you guys seized today through those search warrants?
I would say I don't have an exact amount for you. I can say I want to say it was somewhere with marijuana near ½ a pound. The pills, there was a small quantity of pills. There was cash from different people, which will make its way through the court process and may or may not be returned to them depending on what the court rules. We're allowed to seize that in the meantime, and we have done so.
Was that the total amount seized from all 7, the ½ pound of marijuana?
Well, we only did a search warrant on 1 target, and I can't release which target that is right now, but there was only 1 search warrant, 1 target with a search warrant. The others were based on sales that have been made.
So does that mean that 1 target is the one who you got the ½ pound from, or was that?
Yes.
Can you explain the difference? I just wanted to look at that
Sure.
page. The difference between, because some of them were charged with conspiracy, correct? Conspiracy to commit the sale. Can you tell me the difference between that and actually selling?
Sure. Yeah, an actual sale means that we have evidence to prove the actual hand-to-hand sale. Conspiracy means that they've agreed with another person to engage in selling and have taken some sort of step towards that. Conspiracy in New Hampshire is a standalone crime, so meaning if you have sale and conspiracy for that sale, you can actually be charged and convicted on both.
Is it fair to call them all drug dealers, all 7, or?
I would say, you know, all 7 people that we've arrested were involved in the sale of drugs. Okay. You know, some of the people. Let me just find the name of the Mr. Agnew, as you'll see, there's one count of conspiracy to commit sale of a drug felony and one count of theft and an unrelated count of shoplifting, which is a warrant he had out. In that situation, he agrees to make a drug deal, and then he steals the money involved in the drug deal. So, you know, we don't have several deals into him, but all of these people, we believe, were selling drugs.